Great rising, great being, great ending, depending on what part of time this reaches you. It's another beautiful day where I'm at. I'm at the park just watching everybody spend and enjoy time. It's a beautiful park I'm in. It's a small park. It's a variety of people, variety of people, variety of a lot of things. Culture, race, probably beliefs, but at the end of the day, it's just good to see everybody appreciating what God has to offer. Regardless of what you believe, regardless of what your culture is, once you realize we all share a life, you can appreciate the beauty in it. And as I sit and I make this video, as I look around, I observe, I realize how many people probably question God or don't understand God, but yet through their life at some point in time they are experiencing God and finding a way to appreciate what He has to offer. And right now what I see is people appreciating the sun because that's what God has to offer. Appreciating family because that's what He has to offer. Appreciating peace. I see peace as I look around. I see solitude. I see comfort. And a lot of times we don't understand that that's part of being in God's presence right there. We always looking for a physical proof of God, but a lot of people forget that, God is an eternal spirit. His existence is deeper than what we can imagine it to be, what we can fathom it to be. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's just all about perspective, and I hope we can all grow in perspective and wisdom and understanding to be able to comprehend when God is showing Himself to us and when God is allowing us to experience Him, even as simple as a trip in a park today in the sun, and it's a beautiful thing to even see nature. And it's, the dogs are out, they're enjoying it, the ducks are enjoying it. It's just a beautiful thing. And this is our natural state before the fall of man. In Genesis, when God created the Garden of Eden, He placed us in that natural state of peace, abundance, solitude, love. It wasn't until we was deceived to think for more. So that's what this video is. Don't be so caught up in chasing what you think is more than love, what you think is more than peace, what you think is more than family, what you think is more than solitude. Because see, once you have those things, once you become rich in those things, that's when you're successful. That's when you can realize what's going on. When you become rich in those things and allow these things to be the more that you seek. I often hear times so many people, they chase success, they chase the money, but yet as soon as they get those things, they lose themselves because they lose their peace, they lose their family, they lose their joy. It's the good saying, more money, more problems. Well, more success, more stress. So sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with having finances, there's nothing wrong with having success and stature, but once you try to replace those things and think that it's more than the things that I listed before, that's when you get lost in life. That's when you confuse what life is about. And see, when you can find a way to get back into that natural state that God has presented us before we fail, before we fail to the knowledge of good and evil, which is sin, which is really disobedience to God, right? And we started to question His order. Once you start to question the order in which God has placed for our natural state, and you think that there's more beyond him, because he is the love, he is the peace, he is your family, he is the wisdom. Once you think there's something more than God, and you try to seek that, and you try to replace that for your fulfillment, that's when you fall. That's when you start to lose the battle of life. That's when you start to lose sight. That's when you fall to illusion. That's when things don't go according. Because outside of that, really, what more could you ask for? I'd rather spend my time, the one thing I could never get back, the one thing that we all fall victim to, which is time, things we can never get back. I'd rather spend my time in peace and joy with family, with loved ones, with the understanding that that's the exact thing God promised us from the beginning. See, it was the enemy who tricked us and deceives us to think that there's more that we need in life. No, as long as we have our necessities right, as long as we have the necessities, not the wants, as long as we had our needs, and God will fulfill our needs according to how we need them. As long as we have those things, everything's okay. The problem is when we deceive ourselves, when we fall to illusion and think that we need more because we want more. We think we need more because we want more. Don't want so much that you lose sight of the needs that are being fulfilled with God that really become the substance of your life. Life is really simple if we allow it to be. And it's really more beautiful than we think it is. Just because we experience so many bad things, just because we have been conditioned otherwise or taught otherwise, it doesn't necessarily mean we have to just settle and accept that. It's time for us to wake up and realize, our natural state. It's time for us to realize how important the simple things in life are. Actually, this moment makes me think about my kids and how much I miss the simple things with them, like going for nature walks. My kids love nature walks. In fact, my kids haven't seen me in some while because we in different states. We have phone conversations and FaceTime. I plan on visiting them for their spring break, and I plan on taking them out of town and doing all these trips and all this stuff to make up for lost time, to really give them some fun. But you know what they said to me? Dad, we just want to go on a nature walk. So sometimes even our kids are already in a better mind state and mentality than we are. See, your kids can remind you of the simple things in life. And we get so frustrated with our children because we want them to align with the hustle and bustle of the things that we have created for our life. So to hear my kids say, hey, Dad, I just want to go on a nature walk, and just to hear the joy and excitement of me saying yes to that, it's a humbling thing, and it just puts me back to that mindset of understanding the simple things in life. So if you don't take the time out to enjoy the simple things, how can you ever appreciate anything else that come with it? A lot of times we lose sight of that, and we wonder why we lose things. It's been plenty of times I lost sight of the simple things, and then it was removed from me. I had a friend that I grew up with, and of course, different paths, we got on different paths, and I judged them for that. And because of that judgment, I ignored the simple fact of just having conversation on what my influence can be in his life. And now he's gone, and it hurts me to the core, and I still struggle with forgiving myself for all the times he reached out to me, but I was too quote unquote busy with the hustle and bustle of my life to give him a simple conversation. So appreciate the simple things in life before you lose them. Don't be so blinded that you ruin